Hi, I'm the mean cook, and my name is Kevin, by the way. What? What did you say? You have no idea what to have for dinner? Wow, wow, wow. Just like me. But before we begin, I'm not a professional chef, I'm not a professional cook, I have no qualification whatsoever to teach you anything about cooking. The only purpose of this video is entertaining. So please be entertained as I cook food and prepare calories that I will eat with out of season ingredients, frozen. I'm the mean cook, okay? I'm not the seasonal cook, okay? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is put some water in this casserole or pot, because this is the thing that takes the longest time. We want the water to boil so we can cook the pasta. I haven't even explained what we're gonna do, but you probably read the title of the video. This is mushroom pasta. This is mushroom pasta, okay? This is very simple. Yes. Get the water going. Yes. Fantastic, amazing, wonderful. Okay, I always say this. I'm noticing a pattern here, okay? So this strainer is gonna be fundamental because we're gonna do a thing with the pasta, okay? So I chose this kind of pasta. This is called gnocchetti sardi, Sardinian small gnocchi. This is the translation. And I realized that mushrooms are an ingredient from October, November. This is the period of time where you eat normally mushrooms. Basically a fall ingredient, or if you are European or English, an autumnal from autumn. This is frozen stuff, okay? This is frozen, and I wanted mushroom. I was craving mushrooms. I don't know why. So this is gonna be here. Okay, so we're gonna get a cutting board. There we go. Yes, amazing, fantastic, wonderful. Okay, let's get it. I like to match the size of the pasta when I cook it with an extra ingredient, okay? So what I'm gonna do is try and match the size. So I'm gonna basically cube up the mushrooms, okay? Oh, if you were wondering what kind of mushrooms I bought, these are porcini mushrooms, but I wouldn't trust the label so much because, as I said, this is frozen stuff, and as much as you can get high quality frozen stuff, it's still frozen stuff, okay? Okay, and dice. Nice. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty amazing. Okay, how am I gonna cut this? Okay, I don't know. Let's go by this. If you're wondering how to use a knife, I'm not the best teacher. I've cut myself multiple times using a knife. See, this is something that you shouldn't be doing. The general rule of thumb is be aware of where the blade is gonna go in relation to your fingers, okay? So one thing this is very common. You've probably seen a lot of videos. You place your fingers like this in a claw sort of thing motion, and then see the blade of the knife is not gonna go through. Okay, so you use your knuckles basically to guide the blade, and I'm touching the other mushrooms. Okay, and you do this. You see, you use the knuckles. So you do this, and this, and this, and this, and then you clean the knife. Fantastic, amazing, wonderful. I wouldn't go further than this by dicing, with the dicing, because I want to feel the mushroom, okay? Okay, let's do all of them. And if it's not perfect, we don't care, okay? Okay, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, fantastic, amazing, wonderful. This is still very cold. Not frozen. These were frozen. I just bought them today. Okay, I found them in my grocery store, and I said, what? I want them, and I instantly bought them because, as you saw from previous videos, I usually meal prep, but meal prepping involves eating the same thing over and over again, for me at least. And I kind of sometimes, I'm all for it because My girlfriend, who's a psychologist, considers me someone who's on the spectrum of the autism. So that's probably a great thing for me to eat. And I'm not kidding to you right now, by the way, I'm not kidding. So this is probably a great thing for me to eat every night, the same thing. But sometimes I just get out of the autism and I just want to eat something different. This is one of those nights. And having a YouTube channel is kind of, fantastic for it, especially when you cook on your YouTube channel. So the mushrooms are diced, as you can see. Now, fantastic, amazing, wonderful. Let's go grab 2 ingredients. Cream of garlic and the butter. The butter. Oh yes, the butter. So, if you're wondering why I weighed out everything, it's because I'm on a diet, okay? And I can't afford to eat too much calories. Okay, so everything you see on screen has to fit my calories. See, I did pelvis motion to close my kitchen cabinet. Yes. Okay, so 20 grams. Are you active? Yes. 20 grams of butter. 12, 23, whatever, yes. Fantastic, amazing, superb. And, just a teaspoon of cream of garlic. A teaspoon of cream of garlic. Actually, this is a little less than a teaspoon. But, this is just for one person. That's just for one big mean cook tonight. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. The longest time you have to wait for this recipe to work is the time it takes for the water to boil. But other than that, this is basically done, okay? This is the pot that we're gonna cook the mushrooms in, and this is also the pot that we're gonna put the pasta in after, probably half of the cooking time. Because we want to keep it al dente, but we also want it to cook in the mushroom. So all the flavors blend together is gonna be just amazing. Okay. This pasta cooks in 11 minutes. So 11 minutes. Let's put a timer. 11 minutes. But I'm gonna place it here. But 11 minutes is the time to cook the pasta fully. So we're gonna half that, technically 5.5, but we're gonna go with 6, whatever. And we have to wait for the pasta water to boil. We're nearly there. Yeah. Let's put this on the smallest stove, medium-low heat. And we're gonna grab our trusty spatula and we're gonna start moving this around. Now, this is really a basic pasta, okay? This is not one of those recipes like when I made bread. That was, a process, a thing, a big thing. This is something that you can whip up in probably like half an hour or so. So this is very simple, but at the same time, this behavior of cooking pasta this way and then dumping it in the condiment that you want to eat the pasta with is really common in Italy, and I just wanted to show you that, okay? Probably I'm gonna do a lot more recipes than this, because by doing this, I learned how long you have to keep the pasta in the water, and how long you have to keep it in the condiment, how much water you have to add in order to cook the pasta properly without, for it to be raw, and etc. And also, oh yeah, look at that. Learning how to balance flavors, that was key for me, okay? I can show you every recipe in the world, but if you understand what to balance with and how to balance what and with what ingredient, you have mastered it, okay? I've seen people make risotto with cantaloupe and guanciale, okay? So mastering that is amazing, and this is something that I don't wanna say teach because I'm not a teacher, but I hope it permeates, okay? So as you can see, the butter with the garlic paste is starting to bubble a little bit. Now, what we're gonna do is stir it a little bit. And by the way, butter and mushrooms, they don't want super high temperature, okay? We're gonna control the temperature in basically two ways. One is not raising the heat too much, and the other is this. Adding water. If you add water, you create an emulsion, okay? When you emulsify the butter, number one, you create a cream, which the pasta really enjoys. And number two, you control the temperature of the butter. Raising the temperature of the butter too much lets out a nutty flavor, which doesn't really, work with mushrooms, okay? So, butter is bubbling. Let us go in with the mushrooms. Oh, yes. I made a mess. Of course I did. Of course I did. Oh no. Really? Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. Fantastic. Once you get all the mushroom out of this goddamn stove, you can proceed by cooking it. Oh, yeah. Mushrooms have an amazing flavor. I love them. They are literally one of my favorite food. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a little water in the mushrooms and we're gonna let them cook, okay? It has already been 2 minutes on the clock here. Wow, fantastic, amazing, wonderful. This pasta cooks really fast because it's small and the heat, it goes in the pasta very quick. Whatever you do when you cook this and you have to coordinate times, don't panic. Nothing's gonna happen, okay? If you turn off the heat and you're late by 1 minute, nothing's gonna happen, no one's gonna die. I know because panic sets in really often. I don't know why. Let me just cover it so the heat traps in. I wanna use the cutting board as a place where to put my kitchen tools. There's no need for the pasta to boil up that much, okay? Heat is still working, the pasta is still cooking, even though there's no bubbles coming out of the water. Actually, all that heat is wasted, basically, okay? How you doing? Oh, yeah. You see? Oh my God, if you could smell this. If you could smell this. If you could only smell this. One way you can raise the temperature of your condiments very quickly is to cover it, okay? You're not gonna get the water out of it, but you're gonna trap the heat, okay? So we're now at a point where I have to lower the heat. Since I added a hefty amount of butter, I'm gonna add just a hint of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is an acidic, and as every acidic ingredient, it helps regulating the fats. So if you add a little butter, or if you use fatty ingredients like guanciale, like sausage, like I don't know, whatever you would use, that's fatty. You want to balance it out with something acidic. If you don't want to add another ingredient, because I could add another ingredient here, but I'm just making mushroom, okay? And mushrooms, they love butter, and butter is fat. If I wanted to make mushroom and another thing, another acidic thing, that could totally work, but this is not the case. So I must add something acidic that's not a main ingredient, okay? Yes, cook and butter. So when you cook pasta, remember to move it around a little bit because otherwise it's gonna get stuck, get stuck. And as you can see, the time is almost over. So what we're gonna do now, as soon as the timer goes, we're gonna put the pasta inside of here with this strainer. Now this strainer is gonna be very, very important. Wow. Okay, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, shut up. The strainer is very important because if you use the strainer, you can save the water. And by saving the pasta water, you can always add more in the mix. Although, by choosing a very small cut of pasta, it's gonna be really hard for me to take it out. Yeah, oh no, okay. Am I stupid or what? See, this is really small. Okay, choose a bigger type of pasta if you don't want to end like me. Okay, so now pasta's half raw, so I'm gonna start another timer and add more water to the point where the pasta is almost covered again in water. Okay, keep in mind that this water is salty. That's why I did not add a lot of salt in this pasta at the very beginning of the recipe. Otherwise, it would be too salty and not enjoyable. And I'm still scooping out. Yeah, okay, are we done? Are we done? Probably. Ow, the pasta's really hot. Okay, this is coming together really nice. As soon as the water evaporates, what you're gonna get is something creamy and delicious. Because you've added fats, you've added salts, adding a pinch at the very beginning and the other water, and you're also using the starch. The starch that is in the pasta water, when the water evaporates, it's gonna condense and create a cream, which is also gonna be very, very, very aided by the addition of the butter at the very beginning. And this is basically the rudiments on how to cook every dish of pasta, okay? My phone has been splashed with pasta water, okay? Whatever. And basically at this point I don't even need the timer anymore. I just wait. And I'm gonna add some parsley. Parsley, yes, there you are. I need an open one. Parsley goes really well with mushrooms, in my opinion, by the way. If you really wanna elevate your cream, you have to blend the mushrooms, okay? But this opens up another spectrum of problems because when you blend a condiment, you have to cook it first, then you have to let it cool down a bit, and then you have to blend it, and then you have to re-add it to the mix. This is a little bit more complicated, but also creates a very smooth cream. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me cook a pasta, or in general, yeah, a pasta dish with a cream of something, okay? Basically, it's kind of the same process, but you have to add, it's a little different. Let me know in the comments if you want to see it. Okay, so as you can see, I've added some more of that pasta water. You see the thickness? This is the thickness. This is the thickness that we're looking for, okay? And that's why I don't want to waste the pasta water, because I want to add it, and add it, and add it, and wait for it to form this amazing and fantastic cream. And this took what? I don't know. This took, I don't know, half an hour probably? I don't know. This is really simple. And again, this is not about the ingredients. This is about the process, okay? How? This is about how to make the simplest dish yet so delicious. Italian cooking is about being simple. And okay, timer off. Italian cooking is about making something simple and delicious. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Like I've seen chefs, they have to make, I don't know, a soup, and they use 152 ingredients to make one soup. No. That's not how it works. Oh yeah. Italian cooking is about simplicity and flavors, okay? As long as you have balanced out the flavors, you're good to go. Oh. Look at this. Look at the thickness. Look at the thickness. Look at the thickness. You want to be 100% sure about how the pasta is cooked? You just grab one of those and eat it. Pasta's perfect. Look at this. Look at this. This is starting to dry out really well. Okay, we're done. To me, we're done. This is perfect. Now, we're gonna plate. This is how I would plate the dish if I, were to have people coming over. Okay, I would grab one of those and I would do this. Oh yeah, look at this. Amazing, fantastic, wonderful. Amazing, fantastic, wonderful. Yes. Oh my God, you wanna eat this mushroom pasta? Great. This, and I'm not gonna waste any single molecule of this goodness thing that I've created. This is how I plate it for myself. Look at this. Oh yeah. Okay, not gonna waste anything. This is still hot, by the way, okay? And it's touching my hand. Oh yeah. And there we are, mushroom pasta. How long did it take? I don't know, 40 minutes, 30 minutes? Next time someone tells you, I don't have time to cook when I come back at home, show them this video, okay? I want you to show this video to your friends. The ones that they tell you, I don't have time to cook when I come back home after work. Literally, we are right now at 30 minutes of cooking, okay? Right now, 30 minutes and 15 seconds right now, this took. You don't have time to do what? What? You have 6 kids and a dog and a wife? What do you have? You can't take 30 minutes of your fucking time and cook something so, oh my God. Please, for the love of God, give it a try. And let me know in the comments how you did.
Yeah.